I'm Eric Wiley with PacRes Mortgage. I'm one of the owners and founders of the company, and I'm bringing you this episode of Wiley's Weekly Wisdom that will cover some of the factors you might be interested in when you are selecting someone to do your home financing. You think it might be just about the interest rate. That's what a lot of people talk about. That's what the media talks about. That's what the regulators talk about, is go shop for a rate. That is one factor out of many factors that may affect who you want to work with. So let's talk about something that we in the industry kind of joke about, but it's got some truth around it. You can have three main categories in selecting the kind of services you want from a mortgage loan originator and their company that they are with. Those include product, price, and service, and the joke is pick two, any two. We understand that when we go shopping at the grocery store, we understand when we go to a restaurant and we have an experience that is such that product, price, and service, we're probably, if we're gonna have a better service and better set of menu items, we're probably not gonna be paying the least for that experience. If we don't care as much about ambiance, if we don't care as much about service, maybe we're not gonna eat at the restaurant, we understand the price point's gonna be a little bit different, maybe a little bit better. We understand those things when it comes to something more universally understood, like a food, a menu, an experience at a dining outlet. We sometimes don't quite understand what we're getting when we get into financial services, financial products. And that brings up the fact that you need to understand what your goals are with your financing. You need to understand what the opportunities are to have you have a better experience in matching up with those goals by selecting a mortgage loan originator and a company that supports that mortgage loan originator around the important factors of your loan. So again, you might want to be talking to someone quite a lot. That is probably meaning you don't want to shop on the internet for the lowest rates. You may be a first-time home buyer. You might want to deal with people that are local. You might want to deal with a real estate team, if you will, that has people that are in it that have worked together in the past, have worked with first-time buyers in the past, have overcome challenges that may show themselves partway through the transaction, and they've done so together. The home inspector, the realtor, the lender, the title people, all those folks, if they've worked together in the past, may have a better experience offering to you by way of helping you accomplish your goal, overcoming any obstacles, and explaining things along the way as a group, instead of trying to individually have components where people are trying to solve things independent of each other and maybe not in the smoothest manner. Now, you may be a 10th time borrower on financing, and it might be on the same exact property that you've owned for 30 years, and there might not be a lot of variables there that you care about. Maybe price is a little bit more important. That is totally fine, and that's available to you in the marketplace. But if you're looking for service, if you're looking for someone who's going to own this process of taking you from point A to point B in the lending experience, then you're probably going to want to work with someone, one, that has a little bit more experience in the industry, is doing some volume. So two, is doing some volume, is doing some number of transactions such that they are current in what they are doing. They're current in multiple lending opportunities and options that are available to you. And they're really good at figuring out, okay, start really big picture, you're looking for financing. Let's drill that down into what are your goals, what are your things and factors that relate to your home lending situation that might be important to whittling down the number of products and options down to those few that you can select that make the most sense for you. Someone that's really going to consult with you, someone that's going to guide you, is probably, again, not going to be found at some call center online, probably not going to be found at some call center behind a depository. They're probably going to be found more local in your market. And that's not to say something negative about different types of lenders. There are many types of lenders that are local in your market. If those things are important to you, then that is a factor, or those are features that you are going to want to consider when picking the professional that you want to work with. Now, mind you, this isn't like buying a car where you can go see the car on the lot, you can qualify for the financing or pay cash or however you buy cars, and you can literally drive the car off that same day, maybe within hours. This is not like that. We're gonna be working together for a month. We're gonna be working together for 6 months if you're on the pathway towards buying a home, but you have some things you want to square away first. You want to learn what's in the market. You want to start understanding what real estate's available to you specifically. You go on tour with your real estate agent. You go explore some houses. You start making offers. You maybe don't get that offer fully accepted right away. You finally land on the property that you are going to buy. And then we're there for the next, let's just call it 4 weeks, 30 days of the start to finish on that property. You're gonna be with us for a long time. So you're probably gonna want someone to help and be present and guide you through every step of the way, including answering your questions before you make that offer, including answering the questions during the offer, including working behind the scenes with the other partners in the real estate transaction that need coordination, that need combined effort to help take your transaction over the finish line, and do so in such a way that you don't actually see all the things that are going on because they're working seamlessly together behind the scenes. That's kind of what we do. That's what a lot of our friendly competition does. But there are a lot of lenders out there who don't do it that way, that don't have that customized service, and that aren't available in the ways just described. It's up to you guys out there watching this video and making decisions about whether to take on some home financing, whether to buy a home, to determine what type of service you would like up front. So there are many types of things to consider when picking a mortgage lending professional to represent you and your transaction. Remember that product, price, and service, the pick two options. Again, that's kind of a funny behind the scenes, but it plays out in how your experience may be based upon the types of providers available to you in the marketplace and wanting to match up those things that you care about. So product, price, service, pick any two. There is some truth to that, and there is some reality in terms of what decisions you have to make and who you would like to go seek. And we are obviously here to help you with that. We are obviously here to help you with that process, to be available to you, to even answer questions with no commitment, and rather act as guides for you in your next real estate transaction or your next home purchase journey that you're looking to make. Please let us know how we can help.